Hello, Lake Wales. You're listening to Just a Thought, life-changing insights from God's Word for your weekdays, brought to you by the pastors of High Point Church. Matthew 5:17. Jesus says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." Jesus fulfills the law and the prophets. He fulfills the promises made through the prophets. Matthew begins his gospel in chapter 1, verse 1 by reminding us of the genealogy of Jesus and that Jesus is the son of Abraham and the son of David. Jesus fulfills the two great covenants of the Old Testament, to Abraham that his seed would bless all of the nations of the earth, and to David that his son would always sit on the throne. Jesus fulfills those promises. Jesus fulfills over 300 promises that were made to the prophets in the Old Testament. Jesus not only fulfills the promises of the Old Testament, Jesus fulfills the requirements of God's law in the Old Testament. This is the standard of God's law Jesus gives us in Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. "Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." And only Jesus ever met up to that standard. He perfectly obeyed all of the law of God. And that's important because it made it possible for Jesus to fulfill the righteous demands of the law. God, when He gave us the moral law, because He knew we were sinners, also gave us the sacrificial system of the law. Those who sinned, who broke God's moral laws, were required to make an atonement by offering an animal sacrifice. Every animal sacrifice offered under the Old Covenant was a temporary payment on a debt that could never be truly cleared by the blood of bulls and goats. Year after year, these sacrifices continued because the problem, human sin, was never permanently resolved. Then Jesus came. He lived the life of perfect obedience that none of us could live, kept the law of God in thought, word, and deed, and He died the death that we all deserved to die, bearing the full weight of our sin. And because His sacrifice was perfect and complete, He sat down. The work was forever finished. No priest ever sat down in the temple because their work was never done. Jesus sat down because His was. His fulfillment of the law is not merely a theological concept. It is the foundation of your peace in God. Rest today in the completeness of what Christ has accomplished by fulfilling the law on your behalf. Just a thought from Pastor Jack.